Hello, my name is Karen Daniel-Hamberg. My company, Cooperative Strategies, was hired by the Marysville Exempted Village School District to facilitate the elementary redistricting process. We are a national K-12 planning firm, and we run processes like this all over the country. This presentation will go over the background data for the district as well as the 4 boundary scenarios. For you to provide feedback, we have 5 open forums. December 9th, we'll have an open forum at Raymond Elementary School from 6 to 7 p.m. On December 11th, we'll have an open forum at Edgewood Elementary School from 6 to 7 p.m. On December 16th, we'll have an open forum at Northwood Elementary School from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. December 17th, we'll be at Naven Elementary School from 6 to 7 p.m. And December 18th, we will be at Mill Valley Elementary School from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. Feel free to attend any open forum, no matter where you reside. An online survey is also going to be available for you to provide feedback if you are unable to attend one of these open meetings. The survey will be open through January 2nd, 2020, and can be found on the district website. The map on this slide shows the current boundaries as they are today. At this point in time, Edgewood is 60% utilized, Mill Valley is 62% utilized, Naven is 68% utilized, Northwood is 89% utilized, and Raymond is 91% utilized. The projected enrollment table shows the projected enrollment for the 2023-24 school year. Based on these projections, Edgewood will be 62% utilized, Mill Valley will be at 76%, Naven will be at 86%, Northwood will be at 108%, and Raymond will be at 76%. The map on this slide illustrates what the boundaries would look like if every student attended their geographically closest school. As you can see in the chart, this is not an option, as there is a great disparity in utilization among the buildings. Edgewood would be utilized at 127%, while Northwood would be utilized at 43%. This slide shows a live attend analysis for all K-4 students within Marysville Exempted Village School District. This shows where students live versus where they attend. For example, there are 360 K-4 students whose address falls within the current Edgewood Elementary boundary. Of these 360 students, 304 attend Edgewood, 16 transfer out of the district, 12 attend Mill Valley, 10 attend Naven, 17 attend Northwood, and 1 student attends Raymond. These transfers can be for a variety of reasons, including programming, parent choice, and student services at specific buildings. The map on this slide illustrates the student density, or students per square mile within the district. The darker areas illustrate a higher student density, while the lighter areas show a lower student density. This map shows where the current development is happening, based on conversations with the city as well as Union County. The development is mainly happening within the city, as well as just south of the city. The blue polygons denote areas that are currently under development, planned to be developed, or zoned for residential development. An advisory committee, made up of parents, community members, and staff, were tasked with creating the boundary scenarios that you will be seeing later in this presentation. All Marysville schools were represented on this committee. This group has clear expectations to be objective and consider the needs of all students within the district. The first committee work session was held on Saturday, November 16th. During this time, committee members were presented with the background data as well as the set of planning units that would be used to create boundary scenarios. The district was broken up into over 50 of these planning units, which the committee used as puzzle pieces to create boundary scenarios that made sense for students as well as for transportation. The planning units can be seen on the map on this slide. 22 scenarios were created at the close of the first meeting. At the next meeting, committee members went through each option and determined which ones best met the needs of all students within the district, accounted for growth and development, was conducive for transportation, and balanced utilization. During the third meeting, the final scenarios that you will see next were determined. The following slides will show a map of each scenario as well as the utilization metrics for each school and a map that shows which areas move in that scenario. Please keep in mind that the final recommendation may not be any one of these exact scenarios, but a combination or adjusted version based on your feedback. The map on this slide shows scenario 1. In this scenario, Edgewood would be utilized at 79%, Mill Valley at 63%, Naven at 68%, Northwood at 71%, and Raymond at 91%. This scenario moves 98 K-3 students. Mill Valley's lower utilization is to account for growth from the new apartment complex on Cooks Point Boulevard. Raymond's boundaries remain unchanged in this scenario as enrollment is projected to decrease over the next 5 years. The map on this slide shows the areas that change within this scenario. The hash marks in the map represent any area that is moving. As you can see, the Cooks Point area is moving into Mill Valley, and this area that currently goes to Northwood is moving into the Edgewood boundary. The map on this slide shows scenario 2. In this scenario, Edgewood will be utilized at 74%, Mill Valley at 63%, Naven at 72%, Northwood at 71%, and Raymond at 91%. This scenario also moves 98 K-3 students. Again, Mill Valley's lower utilization is to account for growth from the new apartment complex on Cooks Point Boulevard, and Raymond's boundaries remain unchanged in this scenario as enrollment is projected to decrease over the next 5 years. The map on the right shows the areas that change in this scenario. Just as before, the Cooks Point area is moved into Mill Valley. This in-town portion of Northwood is moved to Naven, and this western portion of Northwood is moved into Edgewood. The map on this slide shows scenario 3. In scenario 3, Edgewood would be utilized at 74%, Mill Valley at 63%, Naven at 74%, Northwood at 75%, and Raymond at 80%. This scenario moves 106 K-3 students. It is also important to note that State Route 31 becomes the dividing line for Naven and Raymond. Both sides of 31 will attend Raymond. The map on the right shows the areas that change in this scenario. Again, we have Cooks Point going to Mill Valley and this western portion of Northwood going to Edgewood. As stated before, all areas east of 31 would attend Naven. The map on this slide shows scenario 4. In this scenario, Edgewood would be utilized at 74%, Mill Valley at 63%, Naven at 68%, Northwood at 75%, and Raymond at 91%. This scenario moves 74 K-3 students. As before, Mill Valley's lower utilization is to account for growth from the new apartment complex on Cooks Point Boulevard, and Raymond's boundaries remain unchanged in this scenario as enrollment is projected to decrease over the next 5 years. The map on the right shows the areas that change in this scenario. As before, Cooks Point will be going to Mill Valley, and the western portion of the Northwood boundary will go to Edgewood. The tables on this slide show the current boundaries as well as all 4 scenarios. Feel free to pause this video to compare each scenario to the current boundaries. Thank you for your participation in this process. We encourage you to attend one of the open forum meetings. If you're unable to attend, please consider taking the online survey. Your feedback is greatly appreciated.